this is coloring page number 8 from Baby Dragons. Just get my swatch cards. I actually have 2, which is from the same marker, just different paper. This is marker paper, which is not what this paper is, so just put that away. It's like the colors are slightly different, or not. I don't know. I figured it would be smart to do 2 swatches. Alright, let's just start with these leaves, I think. Let's see if we can make that work. I'm thinking maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure if that's the 7. So now I'm 4 minutes in and I haven't even gotten started. This is how well organized I am. Alright, now usually what I do is I have a little thingy. I just drop them in there so they don't end up on the floor. Now of course I have some paper behind it. Pretty sure 1 would be enough, but I always just grab 3. It's cheap printer paper. Have enough of that. So keeping the next page nice. Pretty sure I want to color that too. Alright, 5 minutes in. Let's get started. Alright. I don't think I've ever started this dark. But we'll just see how it works. It's just, I've been on Facebook and I got these comments, people saying never know where to start or things like that. Wishing they could be like others, which you shouldn't do. I mean, you could learn from others, but don't try to be others, because if you are someone else, well, who will be left to be you? Welcome to my world. This is how I color. I have no real idea of what I'm doing. I could just spend some time on YouTube figuring out how things work. Could do that. That's what most people do. Instead, I just kind of mess around. That's how I figured that if you are a bit fast with these markers, it colors better. If you take too much time, it does not. For some reason, that led me to conclude it needs to be wet. And then I actually saw someone explaining that you need to keep the paper saturated. Right, work fast. Got that. So, you know, you can figure a lot out on your own. Just trying to cure people of the whole idea that other people have it all figured out. And I, for one, don't. All right, let's just go from dark to light, because I'm not sure about this. Maybe I should add a darker color. I have the 2, yes, the 2, the 3, the 2, the 3, 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a mess again. Let's just do that. Yeah, I'm good at that. So this leaf is definitely under there, so I feel confident using this for a little bit of shading there. That leaf I'm just gonna stop touching. So this one is kind of underneath. There's an underneath bit right there. And I'm just gonna do it. I'll curl up into a little ball and cry about it later. For now, moth color. Make a mess. Ooh. Let's see if it dries up that good too. Because I had that before thinking, ooh, I'm going really well. And then it dried up and I was like, oh God, that was not what I was going for. Keep it wet. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a storm outside. It's not distracting at all. Well, I already had a fence that was about to fall over because of the wind. Remove that. So that's not going anywhere because it's already gone. Huh. Ooh, look at that. That green is turning out great. Wish I knew that before I started doing that one. So you'll probably notice that I'm using a different technique everywhere. That's because I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. I just color, really. Gotta say, I love these markers though. Cheaper version, but I don't know. They seem to always disagree with me. So I only use those as a base layer. So now actually blending with markers is a new thing for me. Let's just start with the shadow. It's cartoony, so I don't really mind if it's a harsh line. And then I'm gonna just start with the top leaf. Ooh, shaky hand again. No idea why that keeps happening. Doesn't really matter with pencils if you accidentally like tap the paper, but markers are kind of unforgiving. You tap the paper, you got color there. But if you're impatient, these are awesome because if I would have done it with pencil, I probably still would be busy with that first leaf. Et voila. I'll just assume that line was here, like, put some shading here, dummy. That's what I love about these easier books. Not too many details. So you could just figure out how your new markers work. Which of course you could do with a more detailed picture, but since there's no real detail, I can really focus on coloring rather than staying inside the lines. Which I've given up on this paper. It's already going to the sides like mad. I have figured that if you actually color away from the lines, it seems to do that a little less, but that could just be sheer luck. So I'm just gonna warn everyone, I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. So there's probably a few people watching like, oh my god, that is not how you do that, or that is not how you should do it. Yep, I'm aware. I'm doing things my way, I guess. Just trying to get a feel for these things. Alright. That didn't turn out too horrible. Let's get some shaky the Posca for my highlights. That's a big one, but I think I'll get away with that. And just make it look all shiny. Last few I also did a lot of Posca lines elsewhere just to get rid of the lines, but I don't feel that is necessary. You dry yet? Whatever. Take the Posca. Take it. We'll just see how it looks. I think it looks acceptable. I'm still gonna get that lighter one back in for this. I'll put the two darkest ones to the side and just see how this will turn out. So a lot of times I get started and I'm like, oh my god, I should not have done that. Then by the end, it ends up kind of looking okay. I feel like I should start with the darker one. See, I'm back and forth the whole time, just arguing with myself. Should have started with the light ones first. Yep. But we're just messing around. I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright. One more. No, I'm already looking at those bigger ones. Big leaves. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do with those. And sometimes I'm thinking of a color and then I check my colors and figure out that I just can't make it work. Just then because I can't find 3 similar ones. Now this kind of seems like it could do with some darker green. Here, it's like an artichoke. Just randomly put shading in. On the one hand, I really want to make things look realistic, and on the other, I'm like, oh, I'll just put the shading in the wrong place, because for some reason, it looks good. Or, well, that's what I feel like anyways. I think it looks good. Ha! Now what? I think I should do those bigger leaves. Get my card. Not like dark, but not too dark. I am doing it. Going for, alright, I'm just going to go from light to dark. No idea what to do with the dot in the middle, but I'm just going to color that as well. Oop, that's the chisel part. I do not like that. Not sure anyone really likes the chisel nip. But, you know, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I personally cannot work with it. You know what? I think that kind of looks good. I'm just gonna use that very light green to do the outside. I already have an idea what to do with that. Gotta do the water first though. I feel like I could just use my ivory Posca for that. Alright, next one. I'm not sure there's actually leaves like this that have an ivory circle around them. Ooh, hello. Rain, wind. Look at the front of the house, which is where the rain is trying to enter, or something. I don't know. I think we're on storm number 5 this year. It's like you don't get a breather to even fix things. People on Facebook too asking, like, can you help with the repairs of, I don't know, whatever got destroyed or damaged by the wind. But yeah, it's just storm after storm after storm after storm. So, I guess it's an interesting start of the year. Alright, gotta actually think about where I want to put my shading. Not that I've done so far, but I'm just coloring. I gotta say, this paper is not ideal for blending my markers, or for my markers period, but I don't know, I think I can make it work. It feels like I can make it work. I'm all confident. And then again, these aren't exactly the most complicated pictures out there, so. Which is actually a fun fact, because I bought this book. Like, I stopped coloring for a bit. I don't know why. Coloring block or something. I had some things to do in and around the house. And when I got back, I just picked up my markers. Like, I want to do something quick. And basically did like a base layer of marker and some pencil. And, you know, then I got this whole coloring vibe back. And here we are coloring again. But I actually ordered this book with the idea to work it with my markers. I mean, there's definitely detail, but generally speaking, it's all kind of big. All right, let's just see if I can sort of get the green a bit back. I usually just kind of trace the whole thing because it seems to leave a bit of a weird effect. So whatever I use to color over kind of gets affected by the colorless blender. So somehow it does actually have a bit of a color or lack of color, or just, I don't know, eats away at the paper. I don't know what it is, but when I use it in the whole area just to be safe. Ooh, maybe this might actually work in pushing the colors away. I mean, it would be nice to find a use for the chisel nip. I do think this actually works better than my brush. Alright. That means this chisel nip shall now be known as useful. Just trying to push the colors back. Alright, well, that is not as successful as I hoped it to be, but alright, let's just see if I can get my ivory Posca just to test if it's really gonna look sort of good. Just gonna do it on the outside and I'll just stay a little inside the lines. Oh, this Posca doesn't want to flow. Oh well, doesn't have to be perfect. Actually found with a few other pens that the coverage isn't good. It kind of gives a nice effect. I used one on water. It was supposed to be white, but it wasn't really as covering as I hoped. Which means I could actually use it to kind of dull the water. Alright, speaking of water, and just give it a little bit of a base. Now I am kind of thinking that is a nice color, which is this one, which goes with it's very frustrating picking colors. I'm just gonna go for this. Wait, what are you really like? Oh, the exact same. This is... Let's just put my failed choices back before this really turns into a big mess over here. Oh, no. It's already a big mess over here, but you know, I'm trying to contain it. Alright, so we need a very light one. Just like a base layer, I think. Alright, now where to start? Because I want it to be non-streaky. I'll just start over here, I think. Cat hair everywhere. So right here. Gotta plan ahead with these big areas. And I am not good at planning ahead, I just do. Though it's water, so I guess a little bit of streakiness here and there is acceptable. Alright, let's go in here. This is why I would prefer marker paper, but I have a book, so I could try to copy it onto marker paper, but then I would use printer ink on the marker paper, which means as I'm coloring, I'll be smudging it. It feels like if I just do a subtle thingy there, it wouldn't really show. It's kind of like I'm hoping for the best the whole time. Let's just see if I can color that way, keep that saturated, and oh, the wind is picking up. This is stressful, keeping everything saturated right now. Coloring like crazy. And this is just the base layer. Meanwhile, Mother Nature is trying to break into my house. Probably knows I'm working on water. I have water. Let me add some. Ooh, there's a little whistle outside from the wind. I don't know what is whistling, but that usually doesn't mean any good. No idea if it's actually picking up. I hope the microphone isn't picking it up, kind of turning this into a horror movie. It's like nature whistling, I'm gonna kill you, or something. Nature has a sense of humor. I'll just whistle before I kill you with my wind. Oh, so far so good. This is such a gentle blue. All right, blue. So, I don't really care if it doesn't blend all that well. Again, it's very cartoony kind of style, so I guess harsh lines are just not much of a big deal. But if you do manage to blend, then that's good too. This is the point where I wonder if I would have gotten the brush nip and fine nip. Maybe. Would have been able to do this better, but far so good. I just feel like I can't really do this in one go. I was already struggling with one marker, trying to get the whole area and hoping it doesn't end up too streaky. Imagine the battle it would be if I keep swapping between this and the other two markers. So I'll just do this first. I feel like at any point my window is just gonna break out. So if at some point there's like rain falling on this page, then the window did bye-bye. Gotta love that weather. Alright. I'm going to do this around those leaves as well, just a little bit. Might as well try these little flowers as well. It's only going to have to save those with a Posca later. I'm already adding blue to them. Would have less of a problem with that marker paper, but well, I do actually have marker paper and I do have a printer, and I'm actually aware of how my printer works as well, so I could, but I already got the book, so I'm stuck with my choices. All right. Now, which one was the darker one again? All right, now I gotta find a spot where I can get started without it turning into a big mess. So let's just go right here. Random shading. I'm good at randomness. I also randomly decided to get a mic. No idea how people are going to feel about that, but well, there is a comment section, so I might find out. Ooh. Okay, well. Here I'm going ooh as if it's actually a good thing. Already forgot this is actually the lighter color, so I could just stop trying and treat it like it is the dark one of the three. It's the lightest one. Pay attention. Alright. I'll probably come in with a white Posca at the end to camouflage all the failures, but so far I still have hope. It's a fun picture. So it's kind of why I had to buy this. I saw this and I was like, OMG, that's cute. feel like I'm not the only one who thinks it's cute. Because whenever I share one of those pages, like on Facebook groups, whatnot, especially the generic ones, I guess. I mean, on the Jade Summer page, people probably already know these books. And on others, I share them. And cute is one of the things that comes up a lot. You know, around Christmas, I always color these Christmas pages rather detailed. Sometimes they just feel like they never finish. You know, that sounds like someone's furniture is blowing through. There's like a garden set blowing through the street, I think. Not mine. And even if it is, it's a shitty one, so get riddance. Gotta love the wind is kind of shopping, just going through everyone's gardens like, ooh, have a nice table there. I'll just take that. Like these trampolines, they are always the first victim. Where the wind just go, oh, you have a trampoline, but the neighbors don't. So I'm just gonna take this trampoline and I'm just gonna put it right there. Mother Nature doesn't care. Mother Nature shares. You get a trampoline. You get a trampoline. Everybody gets a trampoline. Wait, that was not Mother Nature. Someone else that did that, huh? Oh well. Guess Mother Nature isn't all that original. I feel like I might as well just do this straight away. I mean, again, because these are very cartoony, I can't make them look real anyways. There might be someone who can take this picture and actually make it look like a photo, but I have not seen anyone do that. Like, people seem to stay away from these books because they're too easy. Well, you're missing out on all the fun. I mean, look how non-frustrating this is for me. Look at all the fun I'm having. Still wondering if me getting a mic was actually a good idea. People asking me, like, so how do you do it? Can you share your process? Well, to those people who say, are you happy now? Look what you make me do. I bought a mic. And now everybody's got to listen to that nonsense. Well, Mother Nature is trying to destroy everything outside. Going through a little temper tantrum. Like, oh my god, she got a mic. I must destroy this world. Before she uploads. Oh, pay attention to the lines, Dodo. You are still trying to sort of make it work. Making it a masterpiece. This is the one thing I dislike about markers. Can't really put it up on the wall because the colors are fading so fast. I had swatch cards that weren't even in the sun, but I did leave them out. And they became completely useless. So whatever you really do with a marker kind of has to stay in the shadows. That's kind of weird. All my work with my markers cannot see the light of day. Makes it sound so bad. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is better that I just keep it in a show mappy thingy. I actually read people, like, what do you do with your work when it's done? Well, I just have one of those maps and I put those showcase thingies in there. That's where I keep them, and then I see other people's like, I just throw them away. I'm like, what? To each their own, I guess, but it's like, I just want to keep my work or something. I mean, even with the bad stuff, I just kind of keep that. I even just post it all. So like my Instagram and everything on Facebook, it's not me filtering through. I just, when it's done, I share it. So every now and then I'm done with something and I'm kind of regret making it because it's not what I thought it would be. But I share it anyways. Oh, this is looking kind of bad. Can I fix it? This is the part where I'm making it worse. Just should have left it. Really. Don't touch it. You knew that. Alright. I'm just thinking, alright, I was gonna do this. This is not flowing as well as I was hoping it would. Well, whatever. Not quite the effect that I wanted, but see, normally people wouldn't know that I was actually kind of going for something else. I'm not sure what I was going for, but you know. I do have like this rule I keep going, because usually you cannot fix it by stopping and trying to fix it. Usually you actually fix it by just keep going. Just keep on working on it, and then for some reason it somehow just all pulls together. Turns out okay. Or not. Could always come back to this later and add like a green line into there. Let's mess up this last one. Well, this is a bigger one, so maybe I should just get rid of the black line, just see how that looks. And the other two were similar leaves, so I want them to look similar. Whether that is good or bad. This kind of looks okay. Should I do the outer ones as well? Just do it. Just go for it. Nobody's watching. Or they are. Well, it wasn't me. The wind made me do it. I'm gonna go ahead and say that is not as terrible as I was fearing. Alright. Is that dry? Because I'm gonna smudge all over. Sirens. Whole world's going to get out there, and I'm just coloring baby dragons. Why not? These baby dragons are not coloring themselves. Someone's got to do this. This looks so cute. I mean, someone actually thought of this. I thank whoever that is, because it's fun to color. Alright, so there's probably going to be some white here. I don't know, I'm just quite literally go with the flow. Not sure you can hear those sirens, but I'm actually close to the police station. Fire department's not too far out either. Neither is the hospital. So basically anything that leaves with a siren, I'm gonna hear it. Guess that means at least something exciting is happening in this video. Alright. Oh, so far so good. Ish. It's funny, when I started coloring, I never thought that I would need paint markers. They kind of are a must-have, I think. Got this one in different sizes. Like that really small one, the middle one, and this is the 3M, I think. Yeah, this is the 3M. Got the 1M, and then I got that fine liner point. When I started coloring, I never thought I would need paint markers. But for highlights, they're just incredible. You could use an eraser, but the things you can do with these paint markers is just, well, it's faster too. And please do try to use an eraser on a marker and see how that goes. So it's like, you can always use them. Before I really started coloring, I didn't even know paint markers existed. And now I use them on a daily basis. I feel like I should probably add something here too. This is where you instantly see that there's a white and ivory difference. I think I started buying white ones in 2 sizes. 1M and the fine liner point. And then I just got a set. Alright, I'm just gonna see if adding a little green in here is gonna do any good. Alright, wow, we are so making it worse. I love it. I love making things worse. Alright, so let's not make it too pretty then. Let's just kind of try and trace it. Put some green in there. Make it look like a natural mess. other than a dodo mess. Well, yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to live with it. Because I messed up one, I'm gonna have to mess up the other for symmetry. This is one of those things where I get started and I feel like I'm messing it up, and then as I'm doing the entire relief, I feel like it actually kind of works. Yeah. Oh well. It is done now. Alright, what is next? I think I should just take a little break. See whose garden shit was blowing through the street.